Welcome to HSC Bakes. We are back with episode 2. I'm Shelley, the Humane Education Manager at Humane Society of Charlotte, and I've got with me today my dogs Franklin and Cookie, who you might see make an appearance later, helping me as we make an exciting cupcake. So here's the finished version. You can see I've made it into a heart shape. This is one of Franklin's favorite birthday cakes. You can tell he really likes it. Later you can have it. Right now it's just for show. But we are going to make that today. So we are super excited. So let's get started with our ingredients. To make this cake, you're going to need a couple different things. For the cake itself, you're going to need eggs, peanut butter, about 1.5 cups of mashed banana, or it's about 1.5 bananas mashed up, flour, low-fat cream cheese. I know last episode we talked a little bit about fat content in dog treats and cakes and stuff. So that's why we've got the low-fat cream cheese. We've got some honey, some baking powder, and some milk. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started with the cake. So we're going to mix all our wet ingredients together. So we've got peanut butter. And be sure to check out the show notes for the full recipe. We've got our peanut butter, we've got our mashed banana, we've got our milk, and we've got our eggs. Alright. So with a hand mixer, or if you have a stand mixer, that'll work as well. You're going to start mixing these ingredients. Your wet ingredients all mixed up, we're going to add our dry ingredients. So we've got a teaspoon of baking powder, and we've got a cup of flour. And you can just dump it all in there. This batter is pretty liquidy, so it mixes pretty easily. Talked about last time, make sure to stop about halfway and scrape the sides of your bowl down. That way you won't miss out any ingredients and you'll be sure to get everything fully incorporated. Sometimes that peanut butter can stick to the bottom, so it's good to scrape it up. So our batter is ready to go. Okay, so for your icing, there's a lot of different ways you can make this icing with Greek yogurt, cream cheese, all kinds of different things, and adding in flavoring. I've chosen today to use the low-fat cream cheese and some honey to sweeten it. So what we're going to do, make sure your cream cheese has come to a room temperature, that it's been sitting out for a little while so it can be mixed up easier. And get your honey, and you're going to just mix those two together. Dump all your honey in there. And if you don't have one of these little mini spatulas, I highly recommend you get one. They're super easy to scrape stuff out with, and they're really helpful. So we're going to mix this up. And if your cream cheese has come to room temperature, this should be super easy. Some of you may be wondering, that seems like a lot of icing for a little cake. And it kind of is. We probably won't use all of it, but the reason I've chosen to make this much is I'm going to separate it into thirds and dye some of it different colors so that when we ice it, we have some color options to decorate with. Alright, now we're going to dye our icing. Cookie and Frank have chosen pink and green for us to dye icing with, and then we're going to leave the rest of it just regular white that it already is. So what you'll need are 3 separate bowls, or if you want to dye it, however many colors you need. And then individual little sandwich baggies to put it in so that we can pipe it on the cake. Just makes it a little bit easier I think, to pipe it with rather than spreading it because of the consistency. So what we're going to do, put a few drops to whatever your desired color is and mix it in. And I will warn you, you can put more in, but you can't take it out. So you can add drops in a little bit at a time. Is that not enough? Look, do you not like this color? That's a good color. Okay. And make sure you mix it really well, because if it's not fully mixed, when you go to pipe it out of the bag, it will be streaky and it'll have some white patches and blobs in there. And just to add, the food coloring that I'm using is just McCormick food coloring you find in your baking aisle at any grocery store that you use in any kind of human treats. Okay, so I think that's good. You want to look it? Yummy. We like the icing. The icing's good. Okay. Now, next one. Okay, so now we're going to put them in our bags. Don't cut the hole until after you put the icing in the bag. And one way that I found that helps is if you kind of think of it like picking up dog poop, you kind of put your hand around it and like fold it around it. You're almost going to like grab the icing, and that helps it kind of get to the bottom and makes it pipe out better. It also helps you get it off the spoon. So you're going to kind of slide it off just like that. We're such good helpers. And then you're going to seal it and set it to the side. And we'll do the next one. So, think dog poop. And if you've chosen not to dye your icing and keep it all in one, you may need a slightly bigger bag. Okay, so we've got them all in bags, and we are going to set these aside in the fridge while the cake finishes baking. Alright, we are ready to ice. So our cake has finished baking. It took about 30 minutes, and I've let it cool completely. That's important. Don't try to ice it when it's hot. It'll mess with your icing. So it's cooled completely. I've got my icing that we made earlier. I did my little ear tip, like snip on the tip of the bag to make for the little piping bag. And now I'm going to kind of twist it like that, and slowly that icing will come to the corner. And I'm just going to do some simple little stripes. You can ice it however you want. If it's somebody's birthday, maybe you write their name on it. Whatever you want to do. Get creative. So we are ready to cut this up and try it out. What do you think, guys? All right, we're ready to try. What do you guys think? Oh, Frank loves it. Cookie's not so sure. You gotta chew it, bud. So Frank approves. Thanks for joining us at HSC Cooks. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time on episode 3.